Hello everyone. Today we have to see the topic, that is the construction step of the object model. So in this the first one step, as we have already see the 8 steps which are included in the object modeling. So in this the first one is identifying the object classes. So whenever we are identify the object classes for the object modeling or the designing of the object modeling, so in this we have to think that not all the classes are explicit in this problem statement. So some are the implicit in the application domain or the general knowledge. So in this we don't need to be too selective. So in this we have to write down the every class that comes to your mind. In this again you can see that every classes is it is correspond to the noun. So if we are considering one example, so in the statement, that is a reservation system to sell a ticket to performance at various theater. So the tentative classes that we have in your mind for this statement, it is the reservation system, ticket, performance and theater, right? So in this, whenever we are identifying the object or the classes for a particular object modeling or designing of the object modeling, so in this we don't have to much worry about the inheritance or the high level classes. Okay, so this is the first one step. So here we identifying some object classes. So in this, the ATM classes that are extracted from the problem statement noun, as I already told you that the every classes, they are often correspondence to a noun. So the ATM classes that are extracted from the problem statement noun. So these are the classes that we are used. So software, banking network, cashier, ATM, consortium, bank. So these are all related with the ATM classes. So again, based on your knowledge of the problem domain. So the first one. So in this first one, these are the ATM classes which is extracted from the problem statement. But whenever we are talking about the knowledge of the problem domain, so some of the classes that we have to identify in this related with the ATM, that is the communication line and the transaction log. Okay, so these are the some of the identifying object classes for the ATM. Now from this we have to identify also the which are the unnecessary and the incorrect classes. So how we can identify this unnecessary and incorrect classes? So we have to check out that the particular class is a redundant class. We have to see if any classes is irrelevant into this, any classes is vague classes, that is the uncertain, or it doesn't denote or specify any character. Again, some of maybe a attribute, some of maybe operations, some of classes it denotes the role or implementation construct. So these point we have to again take into your mind, that whether the particular classes that we are used, so is it the necessary or incorrect classes? So from this we can identify here. So system security, so these are the vague classes, these are the attributes classes, this is the redundant class, this is the implementation class, and this is the irrelevant. So these are all the classes that we have considered in our mind, that these are also the classes, but these classes are the values, these are the attribute, these are the redundant, this is the implementation, and this is the irrelevant, as the cost it is not related with the ATM, right? So these classes it is called as a bad classes. So whenever we are identifying or whenever we are sort out the unnecessary and incorrect classes, so we can identify from this whether it is bad class or the good class. Okay, so second one step of the object modeling is preparing the data dictionary. So in this we have to prepare a data dictionary. So in this we can write a paragraph preciously describing each object of the class. So the generally the data dictionary, it describes the association, attributes and operations. So we second one step that we have to implement in the construction of the object modeling is we have to prepare a data dictionary. So in this data dictionary we have to write a paragraph which is preciously describing each object class, and this particular data dictionary, it describes the association, attributes and operation. So for this you have to write whether you are using this account, ATM, bank, bank computer, cash card. So this concept if you are using, so you have to prepare a one data dictionary for the account, for the ATM, for the bank computer, and so on. So this is the second one step. Now come toward to the third one. That is the third one step of the construction of object modeling is identifying the association. So as we have already discussed that data dictionary, it describes the association, attributes and operation, right? So how we can identify that type of association? So in this we have to find out the dependency between the two or more class in an association. Again in this we can see that we find out the reference from one class to another class is an association. Again the attribute should not refer to the class, so it is use the association instead of it. So association, it often correspond to the stative verbs or the verb phrases, right? So the physical location, next to, part of, contained in. So again we can think the direct actions, that is drive, communication. For the communication verb phrase we are used the talk to. For the ownership we are used the has and part of. For the satisfaction of some condition we are used work for, married to, or manages. So these are the points that from this word phrases we can find the association. Okay, next to means from this we can get an idea related with the physical location. Drives, it is related with the direct action. Talks to, it is related with the communication. So from this verb phrases we can understood the association or the relationship, right? So from this we can identify the different type of association in the particular object model. Okay, so this is the verb phrases that as an association for the ATM example. So these are the verb phrases that we are used. So in this banking network, it includes the cashier and the ATMs. So it shows the relationship or the association between the cashier and the ATMs. Consortium shares the ATM. Bank provides the bank computer. So these are different type of verb phrases that we are used in identifying the association. Again, with the verb phrases, there are some implicit verb phrases that we are used. That is consortium consists of a bank, as bank hold the account. Consortium own the central computer. So these implicit verb phrases, that from this we can identify the different type of association. Again, from the knowledge of the problem domain we can identify the association. So the association, it correspond, we can say that the association, it correspond to the verb phases, it is correspond to the implicit verb phases, and it is correspond to the knowledge of the problem domain. Okay, so from this point we need to identify the association between the two or more classes, right? After this word we have to identify which are the unnecessary and incorrect association. As we know, we are choosing the many verb phases here, many implicit verb phases, knowledge of the problem domain. In this again we are specifying the cash card which assesses the account, bank employs the cashier. Okay, so from this we have to identify the unnecessary and incorrect association. So how we can find out the unnecessary and incorrect association? So we have to see the association between the eliminated classes. If we eliminate some classes, so that type of an association, it is not required in our project, right? Again, irrelevant, we have to see which are the irrelevant or the implementation association. That type of association we can consider as unnecessary and incorrect association. Again, the association which are related with the action, right, which are the ternary association, again which are derived association. So in the case of action we can say that an association should describe a structural property. If a particular association, it describes a structural property, so it is nothing but the action. So if this is the action, so it is not, there is no association that we can use between this. And second one thing is ternary association. So if ternary association it is used in a particular project, so it is unnecessary and incorrect. So again, if it is derived association, means grandparent of versus parent of, or sometimes they are not needed in the construction of the object modeling. Okay, So now see how we are specifying the semantic of the association. So whenever we are specifying the semantic of the association, so we have to write down the name of association. So name, it is a most important part to understand and should be chosen with the great care. Again, we have to specify the role name. So the role name where an appropriate, and from this role name we can identify what is the role of a particular object or the class. Again, with this we use the qualified association and multiplicity, and with this we are use the missing association. So this is the semantic of the association that we need to take care of, or that we need to specify whenever we are using the association between the two objects or the two classes. Okay, so in this we have to specify the name of association, role name, qualified association, multiplicity, and missing association. Right. Now see, so this is the initial object for the ATM system. So in this earlier step we have just identify the various association, and we are identifying the object and the classes. We are specifying the semantic of the association, and again we use the, with the association we use the multiplicity, qualified association, and the missing association. So from this all the step we have just created the initial object diagram for the ATM system. Right, now see the next one step, that is identifying the attributes. Okay, so after this word, after the initial object diagram is created for a particular system, we have to identify the attributes. Okay, so attributes means what? It is correspond to the noun which is followed by the possessive phrases. So we can say attributes, it is nothing but the characteristics of a particular object or a class. So the color of the car, it is the attribute. The position of the cursor, it is a also attribute. So this attribute are less likely to be fully described in the problem statement. Fortunately, the attributes seldom affect the basic structure of the problem, and it don't carry the discovery of the attribute to assess. Okay, so that's why we are saying attributes are less likely to be fully described in the problem statement, because we can identify, or we can discover the attributes for a particular object or a particular class. Right, so in this we need to, with the attributes we need to identify the derived attributes. So the derived attribute should be omitted or clearly labeled. Again, with this attribute, again one more attribute is there, that is link attribute. So that is should be identified. Okay, so in this we have to, in this step we have to identify the attributes. So attribute, it is nothing but the characteristics of a particular object or a class. So in this we can consider one example, color of the class and position of the cursor. So with this attribute there are two attributes again, derived and link attribute. So the derived attribute should be omitted in the every system, and with this the link attribute, it is also should be identified. Okay, next one, how we can find out or how we can identify the unnecessary and incorrect attribute. As like we are identifying the unnecessary and incorrect classes, we are identifying the incorrect and association. Just like that we have to find out the unnecessary and incorrect attribute. Okay, so the object, qualifier, names, identifier, link attributes, internal values, find details, discordant attribute, ATM object model with the attributes. Okay, so that we are seen in the next one slide. Okay, so these are the attributes. So object, qualifier, names are often better model as a qualifier rather than the object attribute. If we are using the names as attribute, so this is the incorrect attribute. If we are using the object, if we are using the qualifier, we are using the identifier, we are using the link attribute, and in this link attribute we are using the many to many association. Again, internal values that we are using. So these are all the unnecessary and the incorrect attribute. Okay, so in the object modeling, so from this we can create the ATM object model with the attributes for the ATM. As you can see in this, the bank has a name and it has a station code. Okay, account has an attribute, that is balance, credit limit, type, customer, again having an attribute, name, address. So in the earlier diagram we have just constructed a initial object model. Okay, so but this is the object model which is being implemented with the attribute, right? After this word we have to refine with the inheritance. So there are two directions that we have to use by generalizing the common aspect of existing classes into the superclasses. That is the bottom up approach. And second one, we have to refine the existing classes into the specialized subclasses. So this is the top down approach. Okay, so whenever we are refining with the inheritance, whenever we are grouping the different classes, so we have to use the two direction. First of all, we have to by the generalization process. So in this, the common aspect of the existing class into the super classes, that we have to generalize. And second one, we have to refine the existing classes into the specialized subclasses, that is the top down. Okay, so by this top down and bottom up you can refine, or you can get the two direction for refining with the inheritance. Again in this we have to generally avoid the excessive generalization and refinement. As I told you that there are two directions for refining with the inheritance, that is generalization and refinement, but we need to avoid the excessive generalization and refinement in this. Okay, with this the multiple inheritance, as we already know what is the multiple inheritance. So it may be used to increase the sharing. So multiple inheritance we can use in our particular system for implementing a system to increase the sharing, but only if it is necessary. So we are using with the inheritance, that is a multiple inheritance concept, but whenever it is necessary we need to use. And again this multiple inheritance, we can say that why we need to use it whenever it is necessary, because it increases the conceptual and implementation complexity. Okay, so this is the step of refining with the inheritance. So in this we have to use the two directions by generalizing, and second one is the refining. So this is the structure. From this we can refining the inheritance. So we are using the inheritance here. So inheritance concept in this diagram. So this is the final ATM project or ATM object model that is created after this 8th step. Okay, so in this we are using the classes, we are using the objects, we are using the attributes, we are using the multiplicity, right? We are using the generalization. Okay, and all the concept that we are seeing, that we have implemented in this final ATM object model. Okay, so thank you for watching.